We're going to talk today about a floodlight, and in specific we're going to talk about this Lowel Pro light. It's a focusing studio light, production floodlight. Let's get to it. This is the Lowel Pro light, and this is a floodlight, and this is a small, compact, powerful little floodlight. As far as the features are concerned, right now the barn doors are on it, but they don't necessarily have to be on there. They can be removed. There is a variety of attachments that come with this type of light. Now, there's a 160-degree pivot on the bottom so that you can change the angle of the light. You can take that off. There's a 1/4-20 screw. If you don't want to have the pivoting feature to it, you can take that off, but I don't know why you would do that. Having the pivoting feature gives you a lot more control over the light. As far as the light is concerned, this is a 110 light. It produces a huge amount of heat when it's on, and there needs to be some ventilation in the area that you're going to use these things, especially if you're using a number of them. So it needs to be in a well-ventilated area. This is not for a small environment. This is when you need that extra punch of light. And because it's halogen bulbs, you're going to get that crisp, clear white light in a specific location that you need it. As a matter of fact, on the side there's a dial, and that dial doesn't affect the wattage in any way, so it's not going to adjust the wattage of the light. What it does is it adjusts the focusing point. It will increase the focus in a specific area by using this dial. As far as the function of it, little red switch on the back, you turn it on and off. And of course have to have a decent power supply to power these little things, but they are so small, they are so portable. You can fold the barn doors down and transport them very easily. They don't take up a lot of room, and there's going to be situations where you need to have that extra punch of light, and that's where a floodlight will come into play. These things have a variety of attachments. They're older models, so you can find them on the secondhand market, moderately priced. But there are so many different attachments you can get. This light is specifically a key light. You can use it as an accent light or a backlight. If you're outside in the middle of the afternoon and you're doing a photography shoot and you have those harsh shadows, that's a situation where having this floodlight to get rid of those harsh shadows come into play. As far as a fill light, it's not necessarily strong in that aspect, because to use it as a fill light to kind of soften light up in specific locations, because the light is so bright and because it is so powerful, you would need to put on something like this on the exterior. This is a screen that helps diffuse the light out a little bit. This one has an open area at the bottom. So there are plenty of attachments that you can get that'll help you get the exact light you want. So remember, it's a great key light, it's a great accent light, it's a great backlight, not necessarily the best fill light. So if you do have a situation where you have harsh shadows and you want to reduce them, that's when you will use your floodlight. If you're doing real estate photography and you're in the living room and there's some bedrooms to the back or some other rooms in the back of the shot and you want to light those rooms up, great time to put the floodlight in and use it as a backlight. Let it fill that entire room up with light. So if you can find some of these, I would suggest you pick them up. If you don't have any lighting in your arsenal right now for doing your photography shoots, I wouldn't say this is your first choice. Get one of these first. This is something that if you have all your other photography needs taken care of, or you have a specific shoot you're about to do and you need that extra punch of light, that's when the floodlights come into their own. These things are wonderful, and once again they get very hot. So once you get it set up in the location that you want, I wouldn't suggest grabbing it like this by any means. Very hot. You're going to get burned. So in your arsenal, it's something great to have. I have 3 of these right now, and when you need that extra light, sometimes some of those fill lights just isn't going to do it for you. You're going to need that extreme concentrated light in a specific area to get the imagery you want. Well, once again, thank you for watching this video. I appreciate it if you'll hit the subscribe button, like or share the video, and leave something in the comments. I'll either answer you or maybe even make a video about it. Well, thanks again, and I hope you have a great day. Let's see about the intensity of this light. So my room is relatively dark because once I turn this light on, I'm in a small environment and it's really going to fill the room. I have the light pointed up towards the ceiling, so it's going to be refracted off of the ceiling. So I'm going to go hit the switch on here now, and you're going to see the amount of light that this thing can produce. So you have to give the camera a little bit of time to adjust, but it produces a very strong, clean, white light. And right now I have it pointed up towards the ceiling, and it is practically lit up the whole room. So here's the example of the focusing feature, so you can see what exactly the focusing does with this light. So here we are projecting it against the wall, and you see this nice, crisp, white light that is projected up against the moving blankets that I use to soundproof the room. And once I start turning the knob, we're not changing the wattage of the bulb, but what we are changing is the focusing of it. So this particular Lowel Pro light has a focusing feature, and as you notice now, it has focused that light into more of a central location. So you have a lot of control over how you want your lighting done. If you want to reduce those harsh shadows, or you need a specific point for that light to focus in on, you can use the barn doors and you can use this knob to focus that light in the area that you need it. I'm going to try this and see how it looks so I can give you a rough idea of the intensity of the light. Right now in my room, all the lights are turned off. The only light that I'm using right now is the ring light that's around the camera. And I'm going to turn this light on, and hopefully it'll give you a rough idea of the intensity of the light. So here we go, and I don't have it focused straight into the camera lens, a little bit off on an angle, but I still think you'll be able to get a rough idea of what kind of light this thing's producing. So clean, white light. As a matter of fact, if it's a cold day and none of your heaters are working in your house, right now this thing is cooking this side of my face. Very hot light, but an extremely white focused light when you need that. So hopefully this works out, and I'll be able to add it to the video.